idea what's coming.
Oh, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Can overcome any adversary, no matter how bizarre their powers may seem.
Don't know when to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Live long and prosper.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Hold on to your butts.
There can be only one.
Welcome, everybody. We got our franchise film fight tonight. Yes, we have our Kaiju MonsterVerse team up top there. And then, of course, versing our Jurassic Park team. We're all very prepared teams tonight, and we're going to throw down. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay. And then we have our judge here at the bottom. Pure Hangout Derek is ready to cast some judgment here tonight. Derek, you ready for this?
Yes, and I have no bias here. I got Godzilla shirt on. I've got a Jurassic Park shirt on. I'll be as neutral as possible.
All right, that's what I like to hear. So we're gonna get started. Our rounds are pretty much 4 rounds. First round is gonna focus on packaging. Second round will be the disc itself. Our third round, box sets, collections, collectibles, all that fun stuff. And then fourth round, best overall. What represents your franchise? Okay, so first round packaging. We are up here right now. We got Ryan for Kaiju Monster Team. What do you got for packaging?
What I've got one thing for packaging, because that's all. We got the nice little SteelBook collection of the MonsterVerse. You got your Godzilla, you got your Kong, you got your MonsterVerse, and in here we got the I forget what year, 2011 Godzilla, the Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla versus Kong, all in 4K glory. Nice little SteelBook collection here.
Very nice.
That's nice. I gave you 50.
It might be nice, but I didn't see any of those SteelBooks. It was so quick.
Yes,
and I'm like,
you are correct.
Yeah.
We got Godzilla looking all mean and nasty on there. Look, he's got little people on his tail. We got the fitting green Kong Skull Island. Look, it's even got the little skull with the guy on it. See a little theme with these. You got Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'm pretty sure it's probably Millie Bobby Brown down there in the bottom. That may be Bryan Cranston. And then Godzilla versus Kong. That's probably Millie Bobby Brown right there because she's tiny. So there you go. There's the SteelBooks.
All right, Tim, I know you can beat that.
Well, so I was debating, this has more movies in it, but I'm going to put that off to the side. I don't want to just beat them just based off mine has more movies in it. So what if we go with this bad boy right here? So this is the Blu-ray trilogy with this amazing statue in there of the T-Rex busting through the gate. You see the Blu-ray trilogy right in the side there. Let me open this sucker up.
I was going to say, Tim, that doesn't look like it's open. It doesn't look like you've been playing with your statue.
It's been open before. So pull it out. So statue, we'll check that out in a sec. But here is the Blu-ray set. This thing is actually pretty rare overall, this set. Look at that statue. Look at that thing. That is such an awesome set. I actually got this thing for a bargain because it didn't include this, and I just bought this separate and shoved it in. This is what belonged in there, but the dude forgot he lost it or something, so I got this for a bargain. So, yeah, look at that thing. Roar!
That's so goddamn cool.
And the sound effect? Come on now, you can't beat that.
Well, if I would have known sound effects, man, I would have like, oh, no, that's Target. Never mind. That's not Kong.
All right. So you guys ready? Well, hold it up one more time so Derek can get a good comparison. All right, Derek, think about it. Look at them both.
I know you're not totally a SteelBook guy, Derek, but this is a sexy set. Everything's color coordinated.
It really is. And I like the minimalist style. that's going on, almost like stencil-like when it comes to what's on the actual steel book.
You like it so much, you cut your hair to be like me.
Say that again, Tim. What's going on there?
Oh, slip cover opens up too. It's like cool,
I
one
like
of those
that
cool. It's that digipack type that opens up like that. It's got a nice slip cover that opens up.
The SteelBooks open too, Tim. I got movies in there too, Tim.
I gotta flip open a damn book just to get to the disc. Come on, Tim. Digipack, please. Hey Ryan, how scratched up are your SteelBooks?
They're actually, I was looking at that when I was looking. I've got one scratch total between all of them, and it's on the very top up here of the Godzilla.
Yeah. Yep. Typical.
That came from the factory.
At least it's 2014. We don't care about that one as much. So
yeah.
Was that through Best Buy? Was that a Best Buy exclusive box set? I know they used to do a lot of those foam.
No, this is a European release only. They did not release this set in the US. So
he got the import as well on that. Judges, just consider that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, don't forget the tariffs if we bought that now.
Good point.
All right, Judge, your hangout.
Yeah, I do think both are great, but I think I have to lead towards the sculptural element that we have in Jurassic Park there. Even though it is just the single film, right? I think that sculptural element is just is too great. We gotta go with Jurassic Park on this one.
SteelBook, man, come on!
All right, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park gets 1 point to start round one. Good job. All right, we're on to round two here. Top Chris, figure out films. Are you ready for this? I know I put Chris against Chris, so I got to specify.
I'm always ready for any kaiju talk. I think even my avatar still has Godzilla stuff on it. So, all right, let's see here. Because we like to flip through pages, I'm going to start off with a heavy hitter because my main one I'm going to save for later. But I got to get the Criterion one out of the way first. Okay, I know this one is beating a dead horse. This is one of those box sets where everyone's like, looks so cool, I'm going to get it, and nobody ever gets it. But if you do get it, you're rewarded so well. I feel like I'm reading a book to you all here. You get images, bios for every single movie, background information. It's supplements on paper. Okay, I know we're disc heads, but sometimes we got to read. And I applied Criterion for doing that. I mean, this is the first 14 movies all the way from 54 to 72. I've seen these multiple times. These are good. And then you get it housed with an awesome art packaging. Now, I did remove the discs, and I moved them to different custom discs. So I won't show those since they're technically not part of this original one. But I got to give credit to Criterion on this one. As much as I like to make fun of them, they really did cook here. And this is also spine number 1,000. So a big number for like a big deal, you know? I just want to ask,
what year did you say those ran to? They predated Jurassic Park by how long?
54 Godzilla or Gojira for the big, nerdy people. And then 74 or 72 is it with Terror of Mechagodzilla? I think it's, see if I forgot, which is shame on me, I can open up this book and look real quick. How scratched up are your discs from constantly pulling it in and out of the cheap cardboard slip they're in? So like I said, once I heard that, as soon as this released, and that was like an issue, because I hate when they do these kind of things. I bought those custom Criterion collection box sets that houses all the discs on here with that. So that was never an issue for me. But yeah. But those are really cool on the shelf. I bring them out, but I felt like that was cheating because it was technically not originally part of that.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
So for Jurassic Park, there really hasn't been a lot of great, I think, like unique releases for it. Universal's been kind of slacking on it, but one I figured I'd bring is actually the Universal Essentials 4K release from a couple of years ago. So this comes almost like boutique style here with the thick spine. And then when you pop it out, we have the 4K disc in here. There is a film cell for the anniversary. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show the film cell, but it comes with a little stand that you prop it up.
We have a little certificate of authenticity. I got 4539 of 5,000 for this guy.
Nice.
We got these nice, like, I guess these are considered, they're not really postcards, but they got these newly commissioned art, similar back on each one. There's about 6, 7 of these guys. And then just a little booklet here, just a little extra, and it's got some did you know info in it. We got some, let's see, revisiting the park, some art in there. You know, the good thing about this is, I didn't have to buy any additional cases to store the disc in, and it's got this old fashioned, case. It doesn't scratch them up when I remove everything. Yeah, that's the Universal Essentials edition right there.
What's cool is the same release also had a SteelBook version. Same everything else you just showed. It's pretty cool.
What's in the Essentials collection? Is it just the first movie?
This is just the first Jurassic Park, yeah.
So
it was for the anniversary.
Okay. So the Essentials collection basically says ignore everything else and just get the extra money for the first movie. Where Criterion's like, you need the first 14 of the Showa era because we have different eras of Godzilla.
This was also $25. Yours was $300.
Actually, $112. It's on sale right now at Barnes & Noble. If you need one, I can pick one up for you, Chris.
There's plenty of options out there to get all of the movies. That's not what that set was going for.
Yeah, the point being, the first one's the only good one.
When I say
100 years worth of kaiju to pick from.
When I say Essentials, that was a line across Universal Films. So
Yeah.
Jurassic Park is considered one of the Essentials.
Okay, ready for me?
3 in there?
Yep.
2 and 3 in the Essentials collection?
So, what I like about that Essentials collection is the postcards. They kind of have like a retro vibe. Is that correct? They kind of look like retro postcards, at least what you were holding up. Yeah, I really like that. And that I think is what really puts, it reminds me of the Field Museum in Chicago. They have a lot of like paintings of dinosaurs in the early days of when, we were just figuring out what they might have looked like. So everything is wrong, but that kind of like reminds me of those paintings, which are some of my most favorite paintings to look at every time I go there.
It looks like something you could pick up at a Branson gas station. Come on, man.
Well, but I don't know, for some reason that slip on that edition, I've never really been that into, but all the contents are amazing. I do love that. But I do have to give it to the Criterion because the way they put, I mean, they gave it spine number 1000. I think that is remarkable. That's great. And all of this art and sort of taking a franchise that has lasted so long and then giving it sort of this pop art look and, kind of reinventing it here, giving you some history, but reinventing it with this image, I think is pretty great. So yeah, I have to go with the Criterion for this one. But you've opened my eyes to the that Jurassic Park one, because I was kind of anti that when that came out, but those cards are really nice. But I do have to give this to the Criterion.
Fair loss.
By the way, on sale right now, 50% off Barnes and Nobles and possibly Amazon.
Yeah, that was a good choice right there. I would have voted for that myself.
You know what's crazy? That's just like one of the low pecking order ones I have for you. So there's going to be more to come, judges. That's all I'm just saying.
That's like a coaster for you, huh?
Kinda. Yeah, at this point, just a picture book, something with cool pictures to look at. But honestly, all jokes aside, because that's all I ever do on these things, is if you are going to start getting Godzilla, it is very daunting. But this set really does help when wanting to watch them and like picking and choosing, because you could blast through all 14 for the first 14, but I will say you're going to rewatch some of the same movies. Unfortunately, that's just how it is in the first 14 of Godzilla, but you can read the behind the scenes and kind of curate for yourself and build some excitement for yourself for the next watch. And that really does help you. And then it makes the journey so much better. So I will say that for those in the comments or anybody in the chat who hasn't seen all of them yet, I think it's worth the pick up if you're relatively interested in Godzilla.
It is a really good set.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dimension, you're up, and we're tied right now, 1-1.
in a dimension.
Okay, as for the Jurassic films, I have them here all here matching together, all on Blu-ray with slip covers.
Oh wait, isn't he Kaiju?
Oh wait, Dimension, aren't you Kaiju Monsters Tonight? Godzilla, Kong, all that?
Oh wait, sorry, my bad.
Oh, if you want to be Jurassic, I'll switch sides right now. Let's go.
You sure?
Let's do it.
He was ready with that button.
All right, but Dimension, you continue because I gotta go grab some stuff.
Okay. As for Jurassic, I have all 6 matching here on regular Blu-ray with slip covers, each and every one of them. I think I brought from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World, all for $7.50, which is absolutely cheap. Back when Target had physical media, when I was on my way to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, I saw these all for cheap. I was like, snatch them up.
Yeah.
And I continued that pattern once I got Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World. And hopefully, now that I've seen Jurassic World Rebirth, I hope that one matches up just with these as well. So please do not diss the slipcover. And a few extra. The only extras I have is a SteelBook of Dominion that a friend gave to me, and the digipack for Fallen Kingdom that came with a bonus disc.
Yeah, I have that as well for Fallen Kingdom. That's a Target exclusive, I think.
Yes.
Which are no more.
When Target had like some of the best exclusives.
Yeah.
And then they went to that weird packaging, and then now you just can't get anything.
Completely disappeared.
All right. So Dimension, show me once again what was your choice right there for packaging?
All 6 Jurassic films.
With the slips.
Well, if you had to pick one, though, because by the rules, you do want to showcase one, what's your favorite out of those choices?
My favorite is the first Jurassic World, because it is my favorite one out of each and every one of them. Yes, including, I think I like this one over the original Jurassic Park film because I had so much fun with this movie.
With the cover, though, we're talking about like that packaging, right?
With the cover with Owen, the Raptors.
Okay.
And I like the back cover of it with that giant alligator creature.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
Awesome. So going up against Jurassic World, we are going to pull a SteelBook of Godzilla and Kong. So let's go. I love my 4K SteelBooks here, but I love the design. I love kind of the purples, the oranges, and the blues here. Very cool looking. And then, of course, the spine looks really nice as well in contrast. Of course, the back looks freaking fantastic. Look at that art design with the smoke as well. Ooh, and the glow. Ooh.
Yeah,
and then
cook, Mike.
Well, the inside is pretty darn good, too. Little big Godzilla right there. Little epic battle. And then, of course, you would have Kong other side with behind the disc. But I'm not going to take those out because I don't think I need to. But once again, I just love this SteelBook. Front, very nice. Back, even better. So I think in no comparison, I think this is going to destroy that slipcover of Jurassic World. But this is what I submit to the judge. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Dimension, is that slipcover, is that embossed or is that flat?
Flat.
Okay, flat. What I love about that slipcover, though, is this is the first time we're seeing humans and dinosaurs together as a team. And that really showcases, something different as compared to what we had with all the movies prior. Like an intentional relationship between dino and human, rather than just, at the end of the original where the T-Rex comes in, saves the day, but not intentionally saving the day. But I think, Mike, I got to go with yours. I love the complementary colors, the blue and the orange on the cover, and then the back. That image on the back is just striking. Like the teeth on Kong, the glow in Godzilla's mouth, activating those corners, bottom left, top right. That is just that's a great image right there. So I think I'm going to give it to that one. Kaiju wins this round.
Yay, I'll take it. 1 point.
Moment of silence for Best Buy exclusive SteelBooks, real quick.
You said that's what that was, a Best Buy exclusive?
Yeah, Mike, that was like one of the few Best Buy exclusive SteelBooks I actually went opening like when the shop opened to actually try and get, because I swear Godzilla vs. Kong, even to this day, is like the most profitable in terms of merchandising for, you know, for the MonsterVerse franchise. I swear, like there's like 4 different Godzilla vs. Kongs. There's like a glow in the dark Walmart edition and stuff like that. It's a SteelBook and stuff. But that one to me has always been the best one. So shout out Mike for that.
It's kind of crazy though. We were all worried about like the future of SteelBooks when Best Buy went out, and we're getting hit with more of an onslaught of SteelBooks now than we ever have. They just keep coming out with
the prices.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. I swear to God, Tim, like every other week, Scream Factory is going to like re-release a movie on 4K on a SteelBook.
Yeah,
like that's just like the trend now.
But they used to be so much cheaper, and Best Buy, they would eventually get discounted if you waited enough, and we're still lucky to find them in store. So, oh man,
I'll just say this really sad, pathetic fact, just for you, Mega Mike, since you know this is your stream. I don't say this on my channel ever. I still to this day go to Best Buy and just wander and meander, pretending that there still is a physical media section, and just to reminisce. You know, my sad, pathetic life. That's what I'll do.
I don't really even know what there is to do in there now, because I really did only go there for movies. So I guess like washer and dryer, right? Is that all they?
Air
computers, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can get your Roombas and your electric lawnmowers there.
There you go.
Oh,
Refrigerators
lawnmowers now. I go to Menards for that.
Yeah, mine's got a whole battery operated lawn section now. It took over where like the majority of the movies were.
Oh, yeah. I have no reason to be there.
I say the same thing. So, yeah, shame.
I have not set foot. No, I take that back. I ordered something for my son last year for his birthday. I had to pick up in store. Other than that, since they stopped selling physical media, I've only been in there once.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great job, everybody. That was an amazing first round. Once again, it was focused on packaging. We are 2-1 in the MonsterVerse favor. So that's pretty good, but it's still anybody's game because we go to second round where the points are double. So 2 points each this round. But this time we're focusing on a little bit more. We're talking about the disc here. So you can talk about the movie itself now. You can talk about special features, the transfers, audio tracks, all that fun stuff. So no longer packaging, but anything that deals with the disc. So
not disc art, though, correct?
Not disc art. No, we would count that in packaging, the disc art. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and switch up the teams here. Let's see. Let's have, I feel like, Bearded Film Guy. He looks like he wants to start right there for some reason. I can see it. All right. And then, of course, we'll have to have Chris go there. I'll go, let's see. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that switches up the players there. All right.
I still got Chris on me.
Oh, sorry. Shoot, I got to switch you two then. That means I'm going to go, I guess, apparently. Yeah, no worries, though. So we started, I think, with, what was it? MonsterVerse starting the last round. So we will start with Jurassic this round. So I get a little bit of a break, I guess. Chris, you ready?
So I wanted to ask because I feel like being on the Jurassic team for this category is a little bit of an issue because every disc for Jurassic Park up until the most recent has been exactly the same.
I love how you're hyping up your team there.
I'm just saying. So I did pull something that's not directly Jurassic Park, but Jurassic Park related, and I didn't know if that would count.
Oh no, that totally counts. You literally could pull out a sock, and it's whatever the judge feels. So
okay,
the judge will make the.
Make sure it's a clean sock.
Okay,
unless Derek's into that stuff.
It is a disc, and literally when I tell you guys everything's been exactly the same, it's all been exactly the same up until the most recent SteelBook releases. Same bonus features, same everything. But I do have a documentary that I feel like not many people have, and it's a part of this little release that I have called the Monster Collection. And in this is a documentary called Mad Dreams and Monsters. It's a documentary all about Phil Tippett. And it mostly focuses on the transition from when he started working on the stop motion for Jurassic Park into the digital. and it focuses on how he, through stop motion, even though stop motion was dying at the time, helped pretty much design all of the dinosaur motion that they can use digitally. And this starts from the beginning of his career, goes up to Jurassic Park. It shows like his work in Star Wars and stuff. Major chunk of it is Jurassic Park. And I think I haven't seen many people pull this talk about this release at all. And I think most people, even big Jurassic Park fans, have no idea who Phil Tippett is, the impact he's had on the industry. And the saddest part about this is actually the fact that Jurassic Park was one of the final films to actually move into almost fully digital, away from stop motion. And I think that that's incredibly impactful to watch, because there's actually a moment in this documentary when Phil Tippett said that they all watched their art die in one day. They got a phone call that they were no longer doing it, and then they brought him on as an advisor to help build that movement. So because of the uphill battle we have with Jurassic Park bonus features, I figured I would pull this disc. It's a great documentary. It's about an hour and a half. There's about 40 minutes of extended interviews with Phil Tippett. If you are a Jurassic Park fan or a film fan in general, I think this is kind of like a non-negotiable for you.
All right.
You got my vote.
Well, it's a creative choice. It's very novel, something different. It's a cute choice, but let's be real. We're about movies here, so let's get down to business now.
Documentaries are movies.
Whip-de-doo, Mr. Scientist Tim over there. Going over
technicalities.
Okay. But let's talk about some movies, okay? So I'm going to show you guys, of course, we got to whip out this little exclusive. I had to order this all the way from the Godzilla store. I think it was in Japan. I don't know. I had to wait forever to import this sucker. So we got Godzilla 1, the super exclusive, once again, Japanese edition. And Godzilla -1 is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time, my favorite kaiju monster movie. Because what's great about this one is it's not just about the Godzilla monster, it's about the human characters as well during the wartime. There's a lot of emotion, drama, so a lot of heart by the end of this movie, and I love that. And plus, this movie was made on a shoestring budget, and the visual effects are gorgeous and sound design incredible. But what's great about this disc release is you actually have a lot of bonus to it, because you get 2 discs. You even get the black and white, the minus color version. So you get a whole different addition to the movie. So you get 2 movie editions in this one, and that was unique to ordering this type of, from the Godzilla store. So that was very cool. You even get a bonus commentary in here. You get tons of bonus features. I think even almost a bonus documentary, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of bonuses in here. Very cool edition. Looks great on 4K. And like I said, the 2 discs cannot be beat with the 2 editions of the movie. And once again, this movie, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to want to watch over that documentary. That documentary sounds like a good one-time informative watch, but this one is going to be one you go back to more and more times. Simple as that.
It's amazing you aren't a salesman.
I was at one point in my life.
You were, because I feel like that was you're very good at that. You should sell cars or something.
And I do teach marketing and sales. So.
Okay.
So we've watched Godzilla trample through cities for decades. It's the same old, whereas you as a teacher like the idea of education, right? That's what a documentary is. It's education. You, if anyone, should be more for the idea of a documentary, Mike. Come on.
No, Tim, we don't want to.
Godzilla thoroughly documents the effects of radiation on animals and what happens when they're led to live a life in an oceanic environment, and then they come on land because you pissed on them.
It's a nice anti-war film.
How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Hey, Will, you're freezing a little bit on my end.
Yeah, I'm on a phone. That's why, because my computer couldn't work.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, we'll get you in here right now. We'll get you into the next round because you were Jurassic team, yes? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
We have 3 Jurassic players, but we can switch people up too. Or did you want to judge?
It don't matter. It's up to you, Mike.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Hey, we'll keep you as a judge then. There we go. That works. We get 2 judges now. Yay. Awesome. So we were just going over, and let's see it again. So I pulled Godzilla -1, the kind of 2-disc combo, really cool super edition here. Got to import this one from the Godzilla store, Japan, all that fun stuff. And Chris had some documentary or something.
Which by the way, I imported from Japan or from Amazon. It's 2 discs. It has nothing to do with Godzilla.
Not
great.
even Amazon. The Amazon. It came from
Yeah,
the Amazon ring base.
Isla Storna sent this to me directly.
Okay, so I think so, Mike. That black and white, that's awesome. I do love when they come out with packaging like that, like the black and chrome for Fury Road. What else has done that? Gosh, I just lost it. Johnny Mnemonic, they did a black and white. I have that. I think Parasite did a black and white. So yeah, I think that's always cool. But I do love the Phil Tippett story so much. I think I was watching, I don't think it was that, but I think it was The Movies That Made Us. I think they talked about that and how Phil Tippett, Steven Spielberg, and then this young up-and-comer who was like great with digital effects were having a meeting, and Phil Tippett was like, you cannot show Steven this footage that you created, the digital footage. So he just put it on in the background, like on a computer, and like kind of hidden to the side. And then knowing Steven Spielberg would walk in during this meeting, and then Steven was like, what is this? This is what we need to do. This is what, and Phil was like you said, he watched his art die right there. He knew it was over when Spielberg saw that computer monitor hiding in the corner. I love that story so much. So I do have to go with Jurassic Park this time around. Cause yeah, that story is great. And his career is great also. So I think I'm going to go with Jurassic Park this time.
Awesome. And then Will, what are you thinking? Are you going with Godzilla -1?
Will didn't get to hear Bearded Film Guy.
Well, yeah, Bearded Film Guy. Whip it out. Let's see it.
Whip it out.
Entire speech.
Gotta whip it out real quick. No, I just showed. I talked about how Jurassic Park hasn't really had anything new disc wise over the years, so I pulled out the Phil Tippett Mad Dreams and Monsters documentary that goes over Phil Tippett's journey as a stop motion artist, but specifically what happened with Jurassic Park and how his stop motion helped create the digital motion for the dinosaurs, which by the way, he won a Golden or Oscar for.
Yeah,
his work on the digital effects for Jurassic Park. So I'll just throw that in there as a little reminder.
All right, so a movie for entertainment or a movie for information you can look up on Google. What do you think, Will?
Godzilla -1.
Yay, so that means we are in a tie. Audience, we need your help in the comments right now. Go ahead, put Jurassic or Godzilla. Let's see who's going to take this one. But yes, audience, we do need your participation right now to break the tie here. So Godzilla or Jurassic? I'm sad that it came down to this. How does Godzilla -1 not automatically win, especially this edition? I'm shocked.
You did use the black and white to sell the fact that you imported it, but the black and white is also available on the US version and the other Japanese version and the other Japanese version and the other Japanese version.
A lot of fancy talk, okay. But is it on 2 discs?
It might be on 4 on the other one.
You're talking about the overpriced one that nobody bought because they would have to, get another mortgage on their house. Okay, that one.
I bought that movie.
This one with a coupon I got for $20. That's value. That's value.
I bought that thing on Amazon, not that version, but the one on Amazon, which I think is still
the
$2.
cheap American
$11.
American-made version that
Mike, you did say that people will want to watch that documentary multiple times. But to be fair, I've only watched -1 one time.
Well,
I haven't even watched the documentary yet. So
you haven't even watched your own movie?
No. I'm talking about I've watched the documentary on that. I haven't even gotten a desire to watch that.
Lucky you didn't give it a chance. That's on you, bro. What do you want me to say?
I guess the Oscar-winning movie triumphs.
I know, right? Come on, Oscar-winning movie or some documentary nobody's ever heard of. All right, let's see, audience, get into your last final.
There might be some
vote
malarkey
here.
in the audience here. I don't
We
know
have
what's going
Craig with Godzilla. We have Anthony's with Jurassic. We have Charlie Yellow with Godzilla. So Godzilla is in the lead here. Draculina, ties it up with Jurassic. So 2-2 right there. Don't worry, we're not counting Ryan.
There's clearly a third vote.
we're not counting a Ryan right there. Panelists cannot vote in the comments. But we're 2-2. Somebody else throw it out there. I know there's other people in the audience. So let's see. Throw something out there. Anything.
Adrian, Corey.
We got 19 viewers. Somebody jump in.
I know Vin's out there. We got to hear you, Vin. Yo, Adrian. Where's Adrian? Anybody.
I think you said something about getting McDonald's.
I know, right?
Ooh, chicken nuggets sound good right now.
Nothing to decide this tiebreaker here. Well, then at that point, it's just a draw. No one gets the point there. What is this? What does eyes mean? I don't know what that means, Nathan Jones.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Nathan, do what's right, buddy.
It's the 2 eyes on the
Our
T-Rex.
copy comes in.
Can we get more specification on that?
Vin comes in with JP.
Vin does come in with JP. So
that
going
it?
once, going twice. Sold to the documentary nobody's going to watch.
That's right.
No, I'm going to watch it.
I got the judges on my side.
You even had Ryan on your side. I don't know what that was about, Ryan. Come on, team player here. What's going on?
I need to pick up like a fancy version of -1 though. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my gosh, that's the best one. Come on.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And foreign language film, that's right in your alley. Like
it is. It is. You're not wrong.
All right, so Jurassic 2 points there. All right, Ryan, what do we got?
Okay, I didn't know we could change stuff up. I guess I misread the rules. So I've got my favorite kaiju movie at all times.
Wait. Sorry. Who went first last time? Was it the other team? I totally forgot.
Yeah, I should technically be second. Dimension should be going first, but I was excited to show off.
I know. It's okay. You gave them a little tease. I like that. Dimension, what do you got?
In the first Jurassic Park movie, there's this special feature that featured the late James Earl Jones talking the history of all the dinosaurs in the film itself. May he rest in peace.
What else is on? Is there a commentary on that?
There's a return of Jurassic Park, Dawn of Era, the next step in evolution, the making, original feature, making of the film. Steven Spielberg directs Jurassic Park, and storyboards, artists, and early pre-production meetings.
Anything on the ride at Universal Studios there?
No.
Okay.
So just more documentary stuff.
Which is good.
All right, Ryan. Let's show a movie now.
Okay. So mine is an import as well. It did not come from the Amazon. It came from a little place called Nova Media, which I believe is in China or Korea or Japan. I don't know. It's an Asian country. But like I was saying, my favorite kaiju movie, since we're going to swap it up, we're going to go with, how about this nice, fancy, glossy copy of Pacific Rim?
It's very glossy.
And it's got the cool kaiju fighter on the back. But we want to talk about special features. You know, we got the traditional Pacific Rim cover on there. But this has 13 featurettes that provide an in-depth look at kaijus, Jaegers, sets, stunts, sounds, effects, and the mythology and making of the film, with directorial commentary from Robert Rodriguez. Director Guillermo del Toro. Why did I say Robert Rodriguez? Jeez. Anyway, like, Pacific Rim and this cool foreign packaging that I imported from somewhere.
Okay.
See, it's got, you can see it. You can see it. There's a little foreign writing right there under the M. See it? Foreign.
Well, what I will say is I like the choice there, Ryan. I was wondering, was anybody going to think outside the box with Kaiju Monsters, go outside kind of the MonsterVerse, and Pacific Rim? Perfect choice. Super fun movie. Guillermo del Toro masterpiece. I mean, you can't do better than that.
Don't watch the second one though; it's not working.
Okay, should I go first here?
Yep, Derek. What are you thinking?
All right, I think because of the it is kind of upsetting that Spielberg doesn't do commentaries, because I would love to hear a commentary on every one of his films by him. But I still think all of the way his special features are produced just are always very high quality, especially from his movies from the 80s and 90s that he produced or directed. So even though those are very old special features on Jurassic Park, that original film, I still think they're great. I love all the ones that I've seen anyway. So I think I'm going to go with the Jurassic Park again here this time. It's just, I don't know, has a nice historical value to it, more so, and significance than I feel like Pacific Rim has.
All right, Will, what do you think?
Does Steven Spielberg have mech suits fighting gigantic water monsters? No.
Not yet.
Have you ever seen Ready Player One?
Yeah, I was going to say Ready Player One, yeah. Iron Giant.
The best Spielberg movie is Ready Player One, and it does have Mecha Godzilla in it. So
I'll eat my disc.
All right, Will, what are you thinking?
I think I'm going to go with Jurassic Park.
Whoa. All right.
Man.
Jurassic.
A bunch of Guillermo del Toro haters, aren't you? Because he's
I know.
foreign.
What is
I got
this?
it.
All right, 2 points to Jurassic, putting Jurassic in the lead. Okay.
So do we have to do this one if we're already about to lose?
No, we got
gotta get us
4 rounds. What kind of
you got to get us points.
is this? Come on, Chris.
Tim's got that look. He's about to cook me. I can tell.
No. All right. So, in the words of Ian Malcolm, and I'm going to read the quote because I butcher quotes, you stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you knew it, what you had, you patented, you packaged it, and you slapped a plastic lunchbox on it, and now you're selling it. Capitalism. And that is what Jurassic World is. I enjoy the heck out of Jurassic World, actually. It's such a stark contrast to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is the wonder and the magic, and Jurassic World is how do we monetize this and sell it to every living person we possibly can, even making fake dinosaurs to get more people to the park. I really enjoyed it. Seeing the park finally open was magical. The disc, this thing is a stunner of a disc when it comes to picture quality and audio quality. Freaking fantastic. I honestly, I think it's the best disc of all of them when it comes to overall PQ and AQ. So fantastic. It does have special features as well, which let me read those off right here. We got deleted scenes. Chris and Colin take on the world. Welcome to Jurassic World. Dinosaurs roam the world once again. Jurassic World All Access Pass. Innovation Center tour with Chris Pratt and Jurassic's Closest Shaves. Presented by Barbasol, because capitalism, damn it. So yeah, I know there's people are kind of divisive when it comes to the Jurassic World movies. I really like the first World. I think people got tainted by Fallen Kingdom and Dominion and kind of tainted their opinion. This was an over $1 billion movie that people really loved when it came out, and I think people got tainted by the other two. This matched up with the first Jurassic Park is such a stark contrast, and it makes for a really good double feature in my opinion. So killer disc, fun movie.
All right,
Tim, you should never use big words like AQ and PQ. No, none of us know what that means. Come on.
Those are actually big. Those are actually big letters.
But I felt you were talking trash on your own movie, Tim. Because you're like, Jurassic Park is better, but Jurassic World. Why did
I thought you were going to pull a lunchbox out there for a second.
Make Jurassic World, like you said,
Listen.
capitalism. They just wanted extra money, so they kept milking the franchise, and then we see what it leads to.
No, I'm talking about the actual story, Mike. Like the story itself builds in the idea of the capitalism. It's just, like I said, it makes a great stark contrast because the first movie is all about the magic and the wonder of dinosaurs. And World is about let's sell this shit to as many people as we can. Get more people in the park.
Listen,
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
To quote the guy from New Girl that's in Jurassic World, that first park was legit.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. Just don't fool Rise of Skywalker, and I think we won this one.
I almost did. I almost just did until you said that. I might still do it anyway. Tim, is that Jurassic World packaging and movie you showed? Is that in 4K or Blu-ray? You didn't.
They're 4Ks.
They're 4K.
These are all 4K box sets.
Oh, it's part of that one. Okay.
Yep.
Dang it. Now I gotta. Well, I'm gonna try and beat him with the Blu-ray, Mike. Don't hate me. All right. Now, to go back to Godzilla, and again, I have other kaiju I want to show off, but I'm going to show off Godzilla just to try and make sure I can beat Tim. This physical media company called Kraken Releasing had their U.S. rights to distribute quite a bit of Godzilla movies, and the quality was actually pretty good for Blu-ray discs. Now, however, the interesting thing is they only released a few of the Showas before Criterion got the rights to them. However, there is one that nobody, I don't know, has the rights to, at least in the U.S. currently. I think still Kraken. Now, this is one of the best Godzilla movies. This is one, if you're going to just watch 54, so for people in the audience who just watched the original Godzilla 54, Godzilla -1, the ones that you don't have to watch every other sequel to watch, you can watch 54, and then you can watch this one, and you won't miss anything in between. In fact, it's almost encouraged. I'm talking about the Kraken releasing of the 1984 Godzilla on Blu-ray, along with the double bonus of the U.S. American version of The Return of Godzilla. For those who don't know, Gojira, Godzilla in 54, released to the United States as an American version as well. The only difference being a few different edited scenes, as well as the American actor Raymond Burr being in the Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, which was called in the U.S. Now, The Return of Godzilla is the 1955 American sequel. So it's Godzilla 1984, which is the Japanese version to Godzilla 54, but the American version. And the nice thing about this is that it's on Blu-ray, it's full HD, you get both movies, you get bonus features, and you also get English, and you also get Japanese with English subtitles, which is kind of hard to get these days with a lot of the Godzilla sequel movies. Now, if you know, famously, the new Godzilla vs. Biollante on Criterion, which I did just recently pick up and posted a video on, you can go ahead and check that on my channel as well. This only has the Japanese audio with the American subtitles. The original Miramax Blu-ray had it in American dub as well, which is actually a pretty good dub. You get that here. And not only is it a standard Blu-ray case, I get it, but this is one of the best Godzilla movies that will not hurt you if you just skip every sequel after 54 or even the American version if you grew up watching that one. You get the sequel to either of those copies here. It's an amazing story with the return of Godzilla coming back and a tragic ending. If you've ever seen Godzilla 84, it is such a sad ending. I'm not going to spoil it because I'm sure people might not have seen it. It's such a sad ending. And actually, the Return of Godzilla might be the superior version, even though I hate that 55 American edition of Godzilla. The 1985 American version might be a little bit better because of the Raymond Burr commentary narration of the movie as well. And again, I can't stress this enough. This is on Blu-ray. This is hard to get. This is out of print, I'm pretty sure. Maybe you can get it on Amazon in the secondhand market, but in terms of like releases of movies and quality, like this is one of the best Godzilla stories. It's on Blu-ray, so you don't have to go get the old DVD packaging, and you get an American and Japanese version, whichever you choose or however you grew up with it.
All right, let's go to Derek. What are you thinking?
I love everything Tim said about Jurassic World. I agree. I think it's a great film, shows a different side of Jurassic Park, but I don't know, Chris really sold what he had as very significant, as a must-have. I don't know. I think I gotta go with Godzilla this time. That, I don't know. I'm very interested in that that product you got there.
All right, Will, what are you thinking?
Well, Tim, the Jurassic World 4K Steelbook set, I have the 4K Steelbook set in my closet. I can't get it out, but I'm definitely going with Jurassic Park.
Split again?
Split again.
Can I add one thing I forgot to mention to my
Yes, an audience, as Chris is adding to this, please let us know in the comments. Are you going with Jurassic or Godzilla? We need to know. We need to break the tie. But yes, Chris, keep hyping it up.
Just because I'm such a Godzilla nerd, that actually the original 1984 version was heavily edited, as well as the 1985 version. They were both very edited because they were kind of hard to piece together. But this is the original, uncut original version in America that was released to America for the first time, and it's still the only version to this day, I believe. It also comes with extras as well, commentary, bonus features as well, some commentary as well, and some featurettes. So there's actually chock more full of stuff in here. But again, this is the full unreleased version. You can go online and stream it on the Internet Archives and stuff, but this is the full version to get on disc, unedited.
All right, so yes, there was a lot of Godzilla votes in there. So yes, Godzilla is definitely taking this one.
Yeah, we got a point.
Oh, 2 points. It's
2
round
points.
2. It's round 2. We'll take the 2 points. Hey, that's pretty good. That gets us just close, right behind, because now we are 4-5. So Jurassic's only in the lead by 1 point. That's pretty good.
Tammy and the T-Rex. You see a Venro.
Hey, Jurassic could pull that, you know.
I almost pulled that. The VS 4K lenticular. I almost pulled it.
All right, we are going to get into round 3 right now, but just as a reminder to the audience, if you love these franchises, fight that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, make us roar with some super chats tonight. If we get to a 5 super chat goal, we will do a giveaway. But let's get into round 3, third round, a whole bunch of stuff to choose from. You can do box sets, you can do collections, you can do sequels, you can do collectibles. So this is going to be fun. So I'm very excited for a third round worth 3 points. But let's go ahead and switch up the teams here. So let's see, or well, the order. We'll keep the teams the same. All right, let's see. Ryan, have you gone to first yet on our team?
Yeah, I was the first one to go, and then I lost because Derek snookered me out of a SteelBook set.
Well, there we go then. Chris will start then. And then let's see. Dimension, I don't think you've gone first, right? So we can have Dimension, and I think that looks good. Do we have new people now? Think so. Yes? Perfect. Okay, round 3. We will switch back now to MonsterVerse. I think, right?
Yes, MonsterVerse should be it now. Yep.
I know I'm like wearing the Jurassic hat. I'm getting confused. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
So this is worth how many points, so I know how hard to try for this one.
Third round, 3 points.
Oh,
3 pointers right here.
I'm not going to get to talk about all the kaiju stuff I pulled out. Okay, so I'm going to go with a non-Godzilla, and this is a box set. Let me just preface this. This is released through a Blu-ray edition. I can't remember which company put it out, and it's highly out of print now. I think for some reason it still is, but you can now get this through a new boutique label that has a standard edition. However, what I have for you today is one of the few exceptions that this this boutique label has released this kind of box set. This is the Daimajin trilogy through Arrow Video. Now, the Daimajin box set. Well, let me tell you about this. Okay, Arrow Video put this out. Arrow Video being a UK company. These are on Blu-ray, Region A. However, you get 3 movies. And here's let me show you something. I still have like the J card because I'm one of those weirdos who keeps them on there. They pulled the Severin for the first time ever. They haven't really done this since, but you can go ahead and open the top. You get the nice smoke. You get a heart. Let me tell you, when talk about thick, this is a thick ass book. Can I curse on here? Thick ass book here. Whoops, lights just went out. I guess it's just too intense of a conversation. But let me tell you that this thing is thick. All right, you get you get graphics, images from the set. You get basically an explanation of what the Daimajin trilogy is. The Daimajin trilogy is basically kind of like Korean golems, a Korean golem that would basically exact revenge for whomever. Usually it was like kids, so it's very Showa era like. You get all 3 individually packaged on Blu-ray. Yep, Ryan knows. And here's the great thing about them. They have like this really cool art cartoon style. But if I really wanted to, and if I'm one of those, like, you know, I like the classics, I can go ahead and reverse cover art it and have the original Korean cover on the front there as well. These are on Blu-ray 1080p. I get it. It's not on 4K, but this is through Arrow Video. And when Arrow Video does something, they use the best transfer house available. Their 4Ks are better than other boutique labels. Their Blu-rays are constantly better than the Screen Factory American versions in the past. And the nice thing is this is region A as well, and it's limited edition. You can get the standard edition that just, like, I think in 3, I don't know. I don't know what the standard edition looks like, because, like, I knew once I saw this, I didn't need it. And every single one as well also gets packaged with the poster of the original movie and reverse to get the box set cover art as well. Appreciate that. Yeah, the mustache always helps. But yeah, when I tell you, like, packaging with, like, I know that for terms of Kaiju, the Daijimon box set and that property is not talked about enough. But for a long time, it was hard to get. And I think that's part of the reason why. And Arrow knew what they were doing when they released this box set. It's like to educate and remind people that this exists. And they put out a damn good packaging for it for all 3 individual. And there's still a standard edition I think you can still pick up. But yeah, I pre-ordered this. I didn't see any of these beforehand, but I still pre-ordered it because I knew this was a big deal. There you go.
Awesome. I love that choice right there, Chris. Dimension, what do you got?
What am I, Team Jurassic or Kaiju?
Jurassic. You're a Team Jurassic.
Oh, that's right. I'm just gonna go with this SteelBook from Jurassic World Dominion with Blue and her little baby. I originally thought this SteelBook was a passable SteelBook to me because it's just maybe not the best SteelBook in the world compared to Jurassic World's Fallen Kingdom SteelBook, but eventually a friend of mine decided to send this SteelBook to me, and it's part of the SteelBook collection. I don't think I'm going to be getting all the SteelBooks, all the films on SteelBooks can match up to this one, but other than that, this is still a fine looking SteelBook with a 4K disc inside of it. I can't take it out because I have this plastic protection on it, because thanks to some of you guys that I've been inspired to keep my SteelBooks in plastic protection to prevent them from getting scratched up.
Well, you know what, Dimension? You don't need to protect that one because that movie's garbage. Let's be real. If I bought that movie, I would have sent it to you too because I don't want it in my collection. That is the worst of the Jurassic movies. Oh my goodness. So I think this is a pretty easy choice for the judges. I'm not even going to rant or say anything negative here on the Jurassic side. So let's just put it to Derek. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I got to go with the Arrow box set. That was impressive, and all the contents within it as well. That was nice. And I haven't even seen any of those. I've already forgotten the titles, but I wanna check it out.
All right, Will, what are you thinking?
The Arrow box set.
Arrow box set, nice.
Thank you. Hot take. Arrow should go back to releasing more packaging like Severin has with the open the top part instead of the side. I love Arrow. They're my favorite boutique label, but they really cooked with this one. And of all the other releases they've done, they did this also style release with the Chucky box set, which I have behind me. I don't know if you can see the big yellow, but I do love how they have the open the top.
Hey, at least the book fits in yours, unlike the Chucky one.
That's so true. You know, the disgusting thing is, for a long time, I didn't know if I wanted the yellow or if I wanted the blue Arrow version. And I don't know why I consider that, because I was like, why is Chucky associated with the blue when it should be the yellow? And also, they're not hard, clear cases like this Daimajin box set is. They're the freaking cheapo. I don't even know what you call those cases. They're basically like little. Let me just pull it out.
Yeah, like digital. They're called like Digi something.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving along. Ryan, what do you got?
Well, I was panicking. I was panicking hard. Chris kind of saved me because I completely forgot I got a whole Arrow shelf over here on the left that's not behind me. Because I have that Diamond set too, and it's a nice set. There's also another box set from Arrow. This is going to be just tipping into the Kaiju thing because this is a collection of different types of monsters, but some of these are Kaiju-esque. And we're going to go with the Yokai Monsters collection. And this is 100 monsters, spook warfare, and along with the ghost, and also the Great Yokai War. So the first movie is what we're going to look at. It's 100 monsters. There is a nice little pull out here. Again, nice little book, just like that set. Got the nice little, Blu-rays. But we got the monsters here. We got all sorts of monsters. You see, it's this finger here. Gigantic man-eater. You got a giant sloth in there. I don't know what these little things over there. There's a potato dude that's huge. And it's also got the breakdown of what all they do. But the monsters. I just looked up kaiju. I defined it, and it said Japanese lore of giant monsters or fictional monsters. So yokai monsters fits in there. Thank you for mentioning the Diamond Gen set because I was freaking out. I didn't have anything else.
Shout out you having that yokai monster set. That was one that released weirdly, like out of nowhere, and I didn't get a chance to pre-order it, and I think I missed out on the limited edition, and it's not limited edition. What's the point of getting it, guys? Let's be honest.
Yes. I'm a huge Asian fan. If it's Asian, I'd purchase it. And this was one of the pickups because the Yokai War is by one of my favorite Japanese directors, which is Takashi Miike. So he kind of took the original 3 movies from the 50s and 60s and then made his own thing with the Yokai Wars. And it's a cool little set.
Yeah, not to go to tangent, but a lot of boutique labels are releasing a lot of Showa era Asian kaiju movies. I don't know why they haven't dipped into the Heisei or the Millennium eras of a lot of these kaiju movies that do have them, but for some reason,
probably I'm going to say with just rights is probably a big deal with it. I mean, was it Golden Swallow just came off a whole bunch of titles for Arrow and that, so it took money and time, so it's probably just rights.
All right.
Because I'm assuming they can probably play that on Japanese TV and are probably still making a ton of money off of it. Why get rid of a property when you can still make money off of it?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Also, real quick, to Chris, because we're talking about the Chucky, I just wanted to let you know how much of a masochist I am with the Chucky Arrow set. When you famously bought this, if you bought it, it came with Child's Play B. It's a 4K box set, but Child's Play for some reason is the only one that had only the Blu-ray and no 4K. But Scream Factory had the 4K, so I actually double dipped on this freaking movie to put in the Arrow set. Anyway, I Frankenstein my sets, but anyway, thought you have a good giggle there.
Well, Chris, save that for the other franchise film fight because we will be doing a Chucky one, so look forward to that in the future. But yes, Chris, what do we got?
So the lack of originality coming out of the kaiju thing makes me think you guys aren't really fans. You're just buying a bunch of Blu-ray box sets you're never going to watch. That's okay. I get it. So I'm going to pull something of my wife's from when
I'm sorry, sir. We've shown several different titles from several different companies with several different animals. You guys just keep showing the same 3 dinosaurs. I'm a Brachiosaurus. Come on, man.
Hold on. So when my wife was young, she went on the notorious Jurassic Park River Adventure at Universal Studios, and I have the original Kodak photo from Jurassic Park The Ride. Sorry, my focus on my computer is not going to really, but inside of this is actually a photo of my wife as a little girl screaming her head off in this incredible original fold out from Kodak. And to prove it, even on the back, it has the Islands of Adventure logo, the original, as well as the Kodak logo.
That's amazing.
And I don't know if there's much else, especially with such a personal connection. Like, it's got the Raptors, the Dilophosaurus, T-Rex on this side. And it smells like, that smell of just old cardboard collectibles. It has like that scent. And plus the personal touch of my wife screaming her head off in here is always a wonder to me. So of all the Jurassic Park stuff I have, this is the one that means the most to me and the one that I don't think many people are going to be able to pull out on a given basis. You know what I mean? So that's my entry into the collectibles category.
I would hope nobody else is pulling out that picture.
Pictures of my wife screaming.
How's the Dolby Vision on that? Has it got 5.1 surround sound? Because I can't watch that, sir. I thought we were having a movie debate.
I thought this said collectibles at the end of this category, and you guys kept pulling out box sets I can buy on eBay right now. All right, and I bet. Listen,
dang, you got eBay money, bro? Jeez.
Listen, and if I was able to capture the sound of all these reactions in this photo, it would be in 5.1 Dolby. I promise you.
Not even 7.1.2.
No.
All right. Wow, this is an interesting round. Both very cool choices. Both choices I did not expect, by the way.
Yeah.
I will say though, judges, take a look about what the round is about. Box sets, collections, sequels, or collectibles. Is what Chris pulled a
Yes,
collectible, or is it just something very
absolutely.
personal?
Chris has my vote. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike.
Does
Chris
it
has
have
my vote.
collectible value to everybody else here on this stream? Like, would you want that, Judge? That same thing that was pulled.
I would
Maybe
want
you,
that with
maybe
me
you don't.
in it. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
but you're not in that. Sorry.
Well,
We don't have that there.
Okay.
The photo is removable, by the way.
Right. Yeah,
All right,
Ryan.
we got a Tim photo we can put in.
Wow. How do you have all that ready? That's awesome.
You know.
Ryan, when you pulled out that poster, I was like, wow, this is probably unbeatable. I know, like when I was a kid, I would have been staring at that all the time. I would have studied that. That is like a piece of like merch that is like built for me. Characters, standing, information about them. I love that. Reminds
I'm
me
a
of
fat
like,
guy. This thing's as
X-Men
white as me.
Trading cards and things like that. But I'm a theme park guy, and old retro collectibles that frame, like you were saying, maybe it's too personable, but I know somebody would, because of its vintage nature, would take the photograph out and just own that Islands of Adventure frame right there, that cardboard frame. Somebody would buy that on eBay, I believe. I got to go with that, and I'm a nostalgist, so I gotta go for that Jurassic Park this time.
All right,
that was cool. That was out of left field. Wasn't expecting that. I thought Ryan had this.
All right, Will, what do you think?
The Jurassic Park set.
Clean
There
sweep.
you go. Jurassic Park takes it. Nice. 3 points. Okay, perfect. Oh, man. Is it my turn? Oh, that threw me off. Because I don't know which way the judges are going now. I'm like, I can show a movie box set, or I can show something theme park related. Oh, man. This is tough right here. And then what is Tim going to pull? Who knows? So, Derek, I'll let you decide. Do you want the theme park related or the movie related?
Oh, me? Well, like in your kaiju, so kaiju theme park, I don't know. I'm having a tough time of thinking what that might be. So
There's a Kong ride at Universal.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay.
All right. We'll let Tim decide it then. Thank you, Tim. We will go with the Kong ride at Universal. Yay. Look at how cool this is. This was an exclusive anniversary plush with the tram car right here. He actually has a tram car in his hand to represent the King Kong ride. So, yes, very cute, very adorable. A lot of people would love this plush. Anybody, I mean, come on, it's so squish. You can, just sleep with this at night. Look at this. Look at this.
Show me the tag.
Oh, the tag. There you go.
Whoa.
Peter Jackson.
Nice. Look at that clean, crisp tag. Not bad at all. There you go.
Actually, so cool that it's the Peter Jackson King Kong 2.
Oh, that's a phenomenal movie. That's
So
actually
good.
my favorite out of the King Kong movies. Jack Black and it's perfect. Peter Jackson was a big fan of the
Oscar
King
winner,
Kong
Adrian
movies.
Brody.
Oh my god.
I just want to
Ooh.
clarify. You said it's a reproduction, not an original, right? Because we know Peter Jackson's King Kong wasn't around when the Kong ride was around, right?
No, so this is a Kong ride. So you can actually go on the tram ride and they take you to this little 3D area. They have this 3D videos that play all around you. It shakes you. There's dinosaurs jumping over. You got King Kong fighting dinosaurs. So what I love about this one, same to you, Chris, it has a personal connection. This takes me back to bringing my family out to Universal, just the love of movies, Hollywood. Like this represents that personal connection. So every time I look at this on the shelf, rather than just having a movie that nobody's going to watch or only watch a few times, we actually have a personal memory here. And like you said, Chris, that you love personal memories. So this represents a personal memory and also very squishy. At theme park ride, one of my favorites, the tour, the tram ride, is my favorite Universal ride because you get movie knowledge. You guys are talking about information and knowledge this whole night, documentaries. So you get a lot of movie knowledge, a lot of movie history, and it's a lot of fun. So
now Mike likes information.
Yeah, hey, I'm just going with what that side likes, what the judges appear to like. This is what you said you wanted, so I'm giving you what you wanted. And also, I got this really cool. Oh, just joking. Never mind. That was Jurassic. Let's take this hat off. Okay, so yeah, Kaiju monsters. Yay! All right, Tim. What do you got?
All right. So, besides just showing that, a lot of this has been look at my flashy new great Blu-ray and 4K sets, and like I could show this that has all of the movies for Jurassic Park, but I'm going to dive more into, you know, collectible wise. I could show having an autograph here from Joseph Mazzello, who played Tim. I'm Tim. That's Tim. I mean, of course, you know, I've got the Explorer. I've got a Raptor claw. But what I'm really going to show here, you will hardly ever run across this. It is super rare. Let's go back to VHS days. This is an import. This release never came to the United States like this. That is all embossing and debossing as if this entire thing is actually fossilized. This thing is an incredible VHS that you will not really run across. And then you open it up and it's got this old classic book, Flintstones coming 1995. Look at this. This is fantastic. This takes me right back to childhood, which that's a big part of why Jurassic Park means so much to me and is my favorite movie. It's nostalgia. It brings me back. I love everything about this movie and this freaking fantastic release. Like this would be top tier boutique if we were all covering like VHS. That'd be like top tier boutique nowadays. So look at this. Look how much information is in this book. How many times did you run across VHS that came with a book like this?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, this case, man, you will not really find this type of VHS case.
Yeah, I will say that's part of my dream. Like that's like a must have for me, and it's $500 on eBay, and there's one.
Yeah, it's so rare. It is so freaking rare.
Wow.
So yeah, it is incredible. Like seriously, I love this thing so much.
Is there not disc rot? Is there mold on the tape, or is it still pretty pristine?
No, it's still crispy.
Yeah, let me take a look.
All right, Tim, where did you buy that one from?
I ended up having to go eBay because like I said,
eBay. Talking about capitalism and price scalping. $500 now. Wow.
I didn't pay 500, Mike.
That's a great memory for that.
I didn't pay 500.
A beautiful theme park family memory.
I got it right here.
Just saying,
I mean, I don't
sharing memories.
I don't know if capitalism goes together with any other set of words besides theme park.
Hold on. Got to hit a money spread, Mike.
Movie.
I got to hit a VHS money spread real quick.
Oh, nice. Just show it. Might as well, Chris. Just show it. Just tease us a little bit.
There you go. Oh, the cream
everybody
of the
got
crop.
VHS. See, everybody got VHS. Come on now.
All thrifted, by the way.
Oh,
no
that's
aftermarket.
better than eBay. That's better than eBay.
All thrifted. No mold yet. But that is really cool.
So, should I go first here?
Go for it.
Let's see. Tim, with that claw, just with the claw, you would have had it.
It's really cool. I got this from my brother-in-law for Christmas. It was
I
really
have that
cool.
exact one. Yeah, I have that same
is
one.
cool. So Mike, I haven't ridden that ride, and I have done the 76 King Kong ride at Orlando, which they don't have it anymore, but when I was a kid I went, and I love that with the animatronics and everything, where that one is a little bit more screen based. But I got to give it to Tim with that grail of an item. That thing is awesome. That it looks fossilized the way that it does. That's very cool. And just the VHS vintage nature of it, all that is very awesome. So I got to go with Jurassic Park this time. How about you, Will? Oh, I think you're on mute. There you go.
I also go with Jurassic Park.
That's right.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Mike, you sold.
That Jurassic Park looks like they stole that from Star Wars. It looks like carbonite. Shouldn't Han Solo be in that box?
You know, actually, a Han Solo carbonite one like this would look awesome, wouldn't it?
That would look awesome.
Yeah. That booklet too. That's impressive. I mean, that's like Criterion level stuff right there.
Yeah, for VHS days. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we do have Jurassic Park in the lead here a little bit, going into round 4, our final round here. So just taking a look at the points real quick. Jurassic has 11 points. MonsterVerse has 7 points. But round 4, most important round, worth 4 points each. So still anybody's game. Anybody can win here. So 4th round, best overall. What represents your franchise? So no more really just fancy packaging and talking about the disc or even a collectible, because I know these guys got collectibles there. That's fine. We don't care about those anymore. But what represents the franchise? That's the important thing right here. All right, let's go ahead and change up the teams.
Yeah, you know when you bring me on these streams, then you bring up the collectibles section. I'm gonna pull collectibles.
Hey, I could have gone different directions there, but I mean, Chris was selling the heart and emotion. I tried. I tried with what I had here on like 1 minute notice. Not even notice. It was a stream that I found out I was playing tonight. So, all right. So 4th round. Let's go. So we're starting with Jurassic team, right? I think so. So, yes. Chris, you are up.
All right. So I was trying to think of what I could pull to best do this, and I am I'm an information nerd. I want to read books. I want to listen to commentaries. I want to do all that stuff. So I want to pull a book that covers the entire franchise.
Oh, I know what you're going for.
In a pretty incredible way, and this is the Jurassic Park Ultimate Visual History hardback cover. This is the coffee table book.
Ooh.
This thing is huge. It covers the entire franchise through interviews. And one of my favorite pieces of it is, for those who don't really know how to read, there's a bunch of pictures, just so you know. But throughout, there's little collectibles that are kind of scattered through. Like on this page I just randomly opened to. Let me pull up the glue here. There is a Jurassic Park postcard. If we flip through, there is the cover of Alan Grant's book.
Oh, wow.
In here as well. Let's see what else kind of pops up in here as I go. There's also, what's this? Original storyboard reprints in here, depending on which category of the book you're in. And it goes through literally the entire franchise. So here we are in Lost World. Lost World. If we keep going, we get into Jurassic World. Again, more original storyboards in here as well. Information about the toys from the original franchise, full breakdowns. I mean, this thing is gigantic. There's original concept arts in here for the Universal attractions. So all kinds of stuff in here. There is a foreword by Steven Spielberg and an afterword by Jeff Goldblum in here. I just don't think that there's a single item that represents the franchise better nowadays than this book right here.
That's an incredible book, though. Seriously, I have it too. It's great.
How far does that go? Which movie does it stop at?
It covers the Jurassic World trilogy. So it touches a little bit on Dominion. I just don't think there's that much info on Dominion to really dive into. But it focuses mostly on the original trilogy and then on the toys and collectibles post that came out after the trilogy finished.
Cool. There are some awesome books, like even because I'm not showing this as my thing. Like, if you guys collected cards at all, remember the original Jurassic Park cards? This entire book is all about the entire card set. I
actually almost pulled that. I have that full original set. I almost pulled that.
Yep.
So you just have a picture book of dinosaurs that you could get at the library. Okay.
And this is my theory here too. Once again, let's look at what the round says. 4th round, best overall, represents the franchise. I will argue a book does not represent the franchise the best, even though the movie came after the book. Without the movie, would this franchise be popular? If you just had the book, would it be as popular? I don't think so.
You just said about how it stemmed from a book too.
But it wouldn't be popular though if you didn't have the movie. So without the movie counterpart, you're just a book. Simple as that.
You know, Michael Crichton was a big name, right? Like he did Westworld before that. He wasn't just some nobody that wrote Jurassic Park.
Yep, he do. The stuff didn't come alive until it was turned into a film or TV shows. Before, it was just words. Get those words out of here now. All right, Ryan, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm getting a little hot here. I don't actually have anything to represent what the overall thing is, so I'm going to try to use words.
Oh, God.
1954's Godzilla represented a big thing for the Japanese, the movie world, and just the world as a whole because it represented nuclear war and what can happen if an atomic bomb is dropped. And there's just devastating consequences of nuclear war and all that. And throughout the years, Godzilla and even Kong has really pushed that and to the forefront as don't interfere with stuff, especially stuff you don't know about. And like even the original Kong, he just wanted to be left alone, but he was brought to the States. He was the 8th wonder of the world. And what did he do? He almost destroyed the Empire State Building. So the thing that represents kaiju overall is just the core meaning of let things be peace, not destructive. How about that?
I'm gonna follow that up with a quote by Jeff Goldblum's Ian Malcolm in the first movie where he said, "That's one big pile of shit."
You're not wrong.
Hilarious. Ryan, nothing. You got no monster movie behind you. It's kaiju monsters. Pull something.
We're so cooked.
Tag in Chris. You can tag in Chris. Chris has collectibles. Just tag Chris in.
I mean, if you want, Ryan, I can void my pick and I can just go on words for the importance of Jurassic Park if you want, but I'll still win.
Dinosaurs aren't real anyway. Nobody can prove that dinosaurs were alive.
Oh, and kaiju are.
Ryan, do you want to tag in someone?
Sure, I'll tag somebody in.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Will I still get to show my pick too later on?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So I'm gonna save my load for that then. Okay.
Please don't bust the load now.
I'm gonna go nostalgic here. All right, let me use my words and visuals for this. Now, when we think about kaiju, we think Godzilla, we think King Kong in the States because we love the big monkey. But, you know, it's really been Godzilla. Like, I think Ryan did touch on that a little bit. But it's not just about 54. And I get tired of Godzilla talk being just 54. It's the whole thing. It's not just that. You can choose to just watch the first one and then nothing else. That's fine, but you're missing out on a lot of great stuff. The thing about Godzilla is its appeal to kids and to adults, and then from those people who lived around that time when it was coming out and so on. It just has a long-lasting appeal from 1954 till even now. And why do I specify 54? Is because what I have here with me from my last year, I noticed Derek said the City Museum in Chicago is one of his favorites. I lived in Chicago for a few years. I'm a native of Northern Illinois. I love Chicago and I love Godzilla. And when you mix them together, you get a movie theater as cool as the Music Box Theater. Last year, I attended the 24-hour Godzilla marathon at the Music Box. This is the official T-shirt with the date to prove that I was there. Not only did I spend money on a ticket, and spent a lot of hours watching Godzilla movies I've seen before with a bunch of random strangers, but it was an amazing experience, and I got this T-shirt to represent that. And you get two of the most iconic, I would say, of Godzilla. You get this looks to me more like Godzilla in the 60s. This looks like a 65, 66. And then you get Mechagodzilla from 72. Notice I memorize those years because Godzilla is important to me. But a bunch of random strangers, full sold out event, Godzilla versus the Music Box with the T-shirt to represent it. All 14 original Showa movies. You can get in the Criterion Collection as well, but I got to see it in person with vendors and with collectibles. It was just a whole thing. I even have pictures from it. We talk about Godzilla. It's about the lasting appeal. And when I wear this T-shirt, I always get compliments about, oh, yo, Godzilla, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm the idiot that watched 24 hours worth of Godzilla movies I've already seen before. At Chicago's Music Box, which is historical. Ari Aster is going to be there for Eddington as well. It's just the whole shebang that represents for me kaiju movies at its core. Its long-lasting appeal to all people, all audiences, even till this day.
Chris, I love that choice right there because, like you said, 24 hours of kaiju monster movies, and you could have gone thousands of hours with kaiju monster movies. You can't do that with Jurassic Park. They just don't have the movies to fill that space. That wouldn't even be like a half a day if you're just doing Jurassic Park.
Let's slow it down here. If we're gonna throw in just dinosaurs as a whole, because the whole idea of
kaiju, not dinosaurs here.
No. Kaiju, you guys were going out of all the depths of different things. I mean, if we're just gonna say dinosaurs, there's more dinosaur movies overall. There's way more dinosaurs.
I would like to try to redeem myself with the power of music. Does Jurassic Park have
what?
Go Godzilla!
Oh, I'm sorry. Does Godzilla
has one of the greatest scores of all time?
Does Godzilla have a John Williams score?
See,
and
power of music.
Just to counteract your point, I can fill 12 hours a day just watching Carnosaur 1 through 4 on VHS. Okay.
Shout out Carnosaur though.
So
Such
you
a
have
deep,
to go outside
deep
your franchise to try to win this round.
No. Hold on. I forgot to mention this was the main event. This was a whole weekend experience. It was Godzilla takes over the Music Box, and I also have a comic book that was exclusive to this event in my closet somewhere. I got to dig up, as well as the entire matinee program that you got if you attended the 24-hour marathon to show you all the events all weekend long that were going to be happening at the Music Box. So not only did you get to see the 24-hour, but they did at the time, because this was in 2024. They did a double feature of Shin Godzilla and Godzilla -1. That one of those, I think it was Thursday night, opening night. That Friday, you got a double feature outside in their garden theater as well of Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, if I remember correctly. And then the other one was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the original one. And then, yeah, like it was just a whole weekend event from Thursday through Sunday as well.
And Chris, just for clarification, you said they were all Godzilla movies, right?
All Godzilla
movies.
Like this is not something that does like happen often.
That's amazing.
I will say the Jurassic Park movies do have one thing going for it. It has Bryce Dallas Howard in it. So, I mean, that's one good thing about it.
But then they got rid of her with the new piece of garbage movie that came out that soured the whole franchise. So they ran that franchise into the ground way faster.
Oh, wait.
These Godzilla movies.
You mean Jurassic World Rebirth? That's fantastic. That one?
Okay, now I know you're just playing. Now I know you're that
the one that I loved.
That movie was terrible.
So
you just watched it for ScarJo.
Do you guys like numbers? Numbers are factual, right?
So now we're getting math and books.
Okay. All right, so if we're gonna get into numbers, it's been mentioned several times on this stream how mainly all anyone cares about is Godzilla 54, because you guys have how many movies, and then how many do people legitimately care about? If they weren't throwing in a fancy Arrow box set, how many do people really care about? Now, if you're going to take the Jurassic Park franchise, you toss the other 5 out, well, 6 now. the percentage of Jurassic Park that is freaking phenomenal is still higher than the Godzilla percentage.
I
That is
disagree.
freaking phenomenal.
I disagree.
Go ask the random people on the street.
The only Jurassic Park movie that's absolutely beloved by most people is the original Jurassic Park movie.
That's what I'm
Even
saying.
when you get to the sequel, The Lost World, a lot of people don't like that one. And that was from the same director. So even the director dropped the ball on the second one.
You're
They
literally
ran that
backing up what I'm
franchise
saying.
into the exactly. Your
you're
franchise
Mike
crashed into the ground, where our franchise is going epically strong with Godzilla -1 so many decades later. You just proved my point.
Didn't
The
Jurassic
island of
World Rebirth-
Japan will disagree with you, Tim.
Didn't
the world?
I said
will
the island of
disagree with you, Tim.
Japan would disagree with you, Tim.
Didn't Jurassic World
Go
Rebirth
Godzilla.
just get the
the
largest?
country of the United States is larger with more people, so more of them are going to say Jurassic Park.
I was going to say,
Rebirth did worse at the box office than the other Jurassic movies. So,
but it was the biggest opening of the year.
of
and
the
biggest
year.
4th of July
Have you
opening
seen
ever.
this year of movies? Whip-de-doo. It was the worst in the
Look,
Jurassic franchise. Proves the point even more.
All I'm saying is,
Have
when
you
Chris-
ever seen what Kong does to a dinosaur? It
Listen.
breaks their mouth.
when Chris goes out in public with his Godzilla shirt on that's going to be gone in like 5 more washes, he gets some compliments. Every single day, my multiple Jurassic Park tattoos get recognized by children and parents alike. So,
hey, you did not submit those for consideration. You submitted a book. We must keep to the submission.
70th anniversary film schedule. History right here, folks. Never to be replicated again, at least in the States for a long time. Exclusive.
I'm going to replicate it right now.
All right, let's get to the
How
vote
many
here.
Jurassic Park
Judges.
movies are on the prestigious Criterion Collection? I'll wait.
All right,
Well,
let's get to the
Chris took
judges.
his out and put them in separate cases. So,
Well, also, Universal would never give the rights to Criterion because it's so valuable.
All right, we're good. Eric, what do you got?
Well, I think this is actually the most difficult one so far. I've been back and forth this entire time, but I think
You got to support the Illinois native, man.
right.
Also, this is a Comfort Colors branded T-shirt. It's not like Bella Canva. It's Comfort Colors. This thing is
It's not a
built
Gildan
to
cozy.
last. Yeah, it is built to last.
I think that book, because of all the information on toys as well, it just feels very comprehensive. And I know, obviously, a film festival is comprehensive as well because it's showing every film. But I don't know I like how it expands to the, what do you call that? Like the extra textual objects that exist beyond just the films
script pages.
themselves. So I think I got to go with the book.
All right, Will.
Your words were all very great, everybody, though, in the kaiju side.
I'd go with the book as well.
All right, Jurassic takes it.
I'm starting
was
to
not
think
easy,
Will
though.
is just saying whatever Derek says. I think there's something rigged here.
All right, that was a good fight though on both sides. I like that, and you need that for this 4th round. So
I think my local pub is putting on Jurassic Park in the background on one of their TVs if you want to catch that marathon.
more people will be watching that than the Godzilla -1 documentary.
all right, move it along, people. Tim, what do you got?
All right, so I just grabbed a different SteelBook to show something different because I'm going to talk on Jurassic Park. This isn't about talking about the flashy different versions and stuff like that. We're going to talk about the fact that this movie absolutely created the idea of special effects that we have today. CGI is overused, but CGI is a tool. And when used correctly, it can take the ideas in a writer or director's mind and put them on screens in a way that practical effects can't do. I love practical effects. We all love practical effects, but there are certain limitations that CGI can help with, and this movie created that pathway. We don't have what we have today without Jurassic Park. You put this thing in today, and it still looks better than a good chunk of newer movies. That mix of practical with the CGI. This thing is groundbreaking in so many ways. Not to mention just the effect that this had on kids turning into adults. Dinosaurs are beloved because of this movie. Dinosaurs were always something kids loved, but Jurassic Park franchise made dinosaurs cool again. And they've stayed cool and they've stayed relevant since. How many franchises can legitimately say they've shaped an entire generation of kids? This movie, it shaped people.
All right. So I'm going to rant on your choice before I pull my choice, as usual. So, first of all, the CGI today, in my opinion, when I put in the 4K disc of Jurassic Park, I think the CGI looks like crap. It sticks out like a sore thumb today. It looks garbage in comparison to the animatronics. I like practical effects. I like use of animatronics. I think the animatronics keep up more than the CGI. That's just my opinion, but, look at your 4K disc. But yeah, once again, we're seeing a lot of Jurassic Park tonight, right? Because that's the only good movie in the franchise. So you keep going back to Jurassic Park. And dinosaurs, to me, were popular before Jurassic Park.
Land Before Time.
Of course, Land Before Time. Great franchise. Great. More movies than Jurassic has. That's another thing. So very limited franchise from Jurassic. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to pull my choice. And once again, what I love about Kaiju Monsters, there's so many places you can go with it because Kaiju Monsters are timeless. Jurassic Park, really a 90s, the now thing. And the stuff now, like I said, I don't really care for. So mostly a 90s thing to me. But Kaiju Monsters internationally, all over the world, have been a big deal for a long time. Godzilla, King Kong, these other Kaiju monsters people have told stories about for thousands and thousands. You go back tens of thousands of years of history, you've heard stories of Kaiju monsters passed down. You'll see little monsters on cave walls, I'm sure. So I'm going to pull out something that's unexpected. It's going to be another Arrow box set because I love what Arrow does. But like I said, I just love the variety you can get with Kaiju Monsters. So I'm going to pull out this Arrow set. Cold War creatures, once again, very classic, old school. I love that style with the artwork as well. Very beautiful packaging. But you can do something like this. Get 4 different movies. My favorite Kaiju one in here is actually the creature with the atom brain's pretty good, but also I would go the giant claw. It's like a giant monster bird that attacks people. It's like Jaws, but with a Kaiju monster. It's very cool. But I love this set. But once again, the point I'm talking about, more so than this set itself, is the fact that Kaiju monsters are global, they're international, their popularity has lasted for thousands and thousands of years. And once again, I think it keeps up to today because some of these franchises are still going strong. And like I said, we just had Godzilla -1, my favorite Kaiju monster movie, and that was made on a shoestring budget, won best Oscar for visual effects with a shoestring budget. That's pretty impressive. I love that. So you see the international pool it has. So once again, if you compare all the Kaiju monster movies, or even if you don't want to compare them all, Tim, because I know you're stuck on that dinosaur thing. So if we just even say Godzilla movies, just the Godzilla movies, I think you got more fun, more hours with the Godzilla movies over the decades and decades history of time than Jurassic Park. To me, Jurassic Park came out in the 90s, was good for the 90s, but that franchise has really ran into the ground. So, I mean, they're really just milking it at this point for the money, for the capitalism, but I just don't care for the movies anymore. I love the original. If we're just comparing one movie to one movie, I would vote for you, Tim. But like I said, I think Kaiju Monsters is more than the Jurassic franchise.
So to the judges, so to Will and Derek, I just want to remind you guys that, Mike, our wonderful host, did name this Jurassic Park versus Kaiju.
I know.
So I was under the impression that we were going Jurassic Park versus an entire genre of film. And so far, our one movie is winning. Just saying.
and also, I want to also note, Mike had to basically just pull something off of his shelf and string together that argument to say that box set is what best represents. That box set is your representation.
We're trying our best
of
over here,
kaiju.
man.
Well,
Hey, to be fair, it's
I
tough.
stand by this box set because it's hours of fun. I've seen all the movies. You even get the director that does intro commentaries before every movie. So you get tons of history on how he impacted kaiju monsters and monster movies to follow and impacted the whole genre, just like you said. So you get the film history in here. You get everything, all the special features, good quality disc. So actually, I would take this over your Jurassic release because once again, one movie, I'm done in a couple hours. This better represents kaiju monsters
You have
than
to.
your choice.
So, all right, Mike, you have to recommend somebody a kaiju movie with a straight face. You're going to recommend that
Cold
set.
War
That is
Creatures.
your recommendation.
Absolutely.
No,
'Cause
bullshit.
This is a
I call
good
bull.
value. I call BS
bullshit.
on yours. BS on yours. Because we've seen Jurassic Park all night. You want to expose somebody to different
Because
kaiju
this is
monsters.
honest. This is an honest choice. Yours
It's the
is just
only
pulling
choice.
something off a
It's
shelf.
the only choice for you.
It's in the title of the live
20
stream.
copies of the same movie. 20 copies of the same movie. Come on, let's be real.
Mind you, the movie that's in the title of this live stream tonight.
Look at this. Look at this, okay? Hey, I didn't expect to be playing tonight. I had to go and grab.
I get it. You had to pull something off your shelf randomly. I
Look
get
at this
it.
beautifulness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Come on now.
To be fair, I do have that box set, and I will say 3 of the 4 movies in that set are terrible. I will say.
But not the giant claw. Not the giant claw. That is the most kaiju monster related and super fun. And the effects hold up more than Jurassic Park CGI.
Wait, is it Chris? Is it terrible like Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom terrible, or just like a bad
Or
movie?
Dominion terrible, or Rebirth terrible, or
Well, it's a
Lost
good thing we're not
World
talking those
terrible,
movies.
or
Also,
the CGI for Jurassic Park.
I did want to say
terrible.
one thing about like the I think Chris had said it, or maybe it was Tim. I can't remember. Somebody said like it's hard because you have just Jurassic Park versus the whole genre, which to be fair, yes, that is pretty hard. But for a majority of the people in this live stream, I'm assuming live in the US and haven't traveled to Japan to experience what we are lucky enough to experience if we go to like Universal or Disneyland or whatever to see the Jurassic Park stuff because it's an American product. Now, I do know in Japan, they do have amusement parks strictly solely for Godzilla. It just, we have not had the financial means to be able to experience and do the travel that would go into that, but we are still so passionate about that genre overseas because of the impact. I don't know if South Korea or Japan have like some sort of Jurassic Park theme of any kind, but we still overseas hear the Godzilla and all the other kaiju stuff in comparison. I just want to say that was like an interesting thing I thought about. I don't know.
Well, counter argument. Japan Universal, like the theme park in Japan, does have a Jurassic Park River Adventure.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a copycat, so the Universal Park over there is copycatted. That's all Jurassic Park knows how to do. Copycat the same thing over and over again. Yes, we know.
Also,
Jurassic Park.
isn't Jurassic Park 2 just a ripoff of King Kong, basically?
Wait, didn't Godzilla 98 rip off Jurassic Park The Lost World directly?
We don't talk about 98, but
okay, all right, okay.
That's our Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World, Dominion, that one.
All right, let's go to the judges. All right, Derek, I see you're thinking.
Do you guys even remember what you're even voting on?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of the things that I'm thinking about are weren't necessarily said, but they sparked these ideas in my head. Like where yes, Jurassic Park like just changed the game with special effects or CGI effects. That got me to thinking, well, they did, but unfortunately they don't have the history of seeing a man in suit, then moving on to CG. Thank you to Jurassic Park, but with Godzilla we have both of those, which is great. You have the extremely analog and the extreme CGI with like -1 and things like that. And then there was another point that was made. I don't know. Maybe that was kind of the main one.
The international appeal of the kaiju monsters.
Right. Oh yeah. When you held up that box set and pointed out that Claw movie, that got me to thinking of all of the. I know that said Cold War monsters, but it got me to thinking of all the atomic age monsters, like the giant spiders and giant ants and things like
Some
that.
8-legged freaks.
Yeah, it got me to thinking about all of those. And it is kind of unfair that Jurassic Park's up against an entire genre because it allows me to think about all of these things. So I think this time I feel like I have to go with, even though it wasn't expressed in your arguments fully, it sparked these ideas in my head. I think I got to go with the kaiju this time on that, thinking about CGI and variety.
All right, and Will?
Well, I do own the Blu-ray SteelBook of Rapper Titans, and I have to automatically make up my choice. I have to go with Kaiju.
All right, there we go.
Another tough one. This is a difficult round.
I beat Tim. It was Jurassic round. Yay.
To be fair, I was not prepared. I legit thought this was just Jurassic Park.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Yeah, me too.
You're not wrong. So did I.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have the other Jurassic Park movies dragging you down sometimes.
Yeah. So since I said words, but I do. I did go, but I did remember. I do have 8-legged freaks. It's about gigantic spiders, but giant monsters have also been Night of the Lepus. Other things have been inspired by Godzilla. We wouldn't really have monster movies per se if it wasn't for Godzilla and for Kong. So thanks to them, we have a whole genre. Dinosaurs, somebody found some in a desert one day and said, hey, look, there's some fossils. We can make a movie. This had inspiration behind it. There we go. My words just ain't doing good tonight, are they? Sometimes my speak is not the same as my think.
No, Ryan, you did great. You spoke as a poet tonight. Because like you said, you were building off that thought Eric had.
Are you drunk, Mike?
No, it was beautiful. It was beautiful because you were talking about these amazing monsters and how they go into different genres too, because that's kind of like a dark comedy, right? Like it has some laughs in there. It's fun for, a lot of the family, I would assume. So you see how these kaiju monsters have morphed into different things. That's pretty darn cool. Like I said, that sticks with my argument. Jurassic Park, they can't do anything better than their original, so they keep releasing their original over again. They keep milking the franchise, running the franchise into the ground, but we get a pull variety for this. So I love that choice, Ryan. Excellent choice. Gold star, A+. All right, Dimension, what do you got?
Wait, does Chris go again? Oh, wait. No, okay, never mind.
Do I not get to go on my own?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. There was a tag in, was there?
There was a tag in, so I technically shouldn't have went.
Ryan,
Still,
you weren't
8-legged freaks.
I was hyping you up for nothing.
I know.
He just wanted to show former WWE wrestler David Arquette on.
How many hype ups do you think I have in me tonight? All right, Chris, go for it.
Well, since my unceremonious demise at the beginning with the Godzilla vs. Music Box 24-hour marathon, weekend-long marathon with collaboration with DePaul and the Japanese Arts Foundation in Chicago. Since all that failed against a picture book, I have to show something a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Now, when we talk about, if you're coming into my place and you don't know much about Godzilla and stuff like that, I can show you a bunch of cool stuff. But one thing that always gets people's attention, because it's, best overall represents your franchise or whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with, I could show my Mothra X Plus figure that's behind me on the nice display, but I didn't want to actually get it out because it's very fragile. It's actually a resin statue. X Plus is like the official license of Godzilla, any sort of kaiju figures. They do them in the U.S. as imports as well. They're 30 centimeters, which is about my math is bad right now, like 12 inches or so.
All right, Chris, what do you got? Stop teasing them. Enough foreplay. Let's get to it.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out the out of print Shin Godzilla. Okay, this is with the slipcover Blu-ray edition right here with the DVD as well. Now, it's not as big as other things I have to show, but based off of what I've seen, it's all about best overall. Nothing comes compared to Shin Godzilla. I talked about Godzilla 84 earlier as a direct sequel, but what about replacing Godzilla 1954? I would argue today's youth, the younger people who are not in the live stream being represented, would actually go towards Shin Godzilla instead of actual Godzilla 54, because this is an updated remake directed by the man who did, I can't pronounce his name correctly, and I don't want to butcher it, but he did the Neon Genesis Evangelion, super ultra popular anime from the late 1990s. Went ahead and did a Godzilla movie. Yes, it is CGI, but Shin Godzilla, I would say, iconically, is more visually represented well in today's pop culture with Godzilla's referencing than 54 Godzilla. Not only is that the iconic part of it here, but this is a hard to get movie, and it's one of the best Godzilla movies. You can't really stream it. You can't buy physical media. It's out of print. It's actually about to be released in theaters for a limited run because it's so hard to get and watch now, and it's so popular. So I think next month Fandango is having an event for this, so stick out for that. But Shin Godzilla, the reason this movie is so important is because it criticizes directly the failure of the Japanese government to address the Fukushima accident that happened, the radioactive spill that happened and was all over the news back, I think was that 2008, I think it was. I remember growing up remembering that. Shin Godzilla is a direct calling out of the incompetence of the government, which is what 54 Godzilla talked about with the atomic weapons, and -1 also still talks about. But I don't think any of the movies represent that direct hardcoreness to anti-government failures and mutations and stuff with the Shin Godzilla. You also get, it's a grotesque representation of Godzilla as well, where he morphs into different forms. You get young people working to.
All right, Chris. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off just because we want to speed up the stream. But great choice. I love it. Dimension, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to end it off with this Jurassic World: Fall of the Kingdom book here because it has shots of the film and nice artwork. As for the film, I don't mind it. Yeah, is it a perfect movie? No, it's not. But I will still defend it until I'm gone. But I really do like this digibook here of the movie with shots of the movie. I know there's one with a T-Rex in it. Maybe I can find it real fast. Oh, here we are. That's a really cool shot of the T-Rex there.
All right, awesome. So good choices. Let's go to the judges. Derek, what are you thinking?
It's kind of weird that like Shin Godzilla feels like it's like replacing everything, almost saying that forget everything that you've learned. Let's get rid of it and replace it with this. But also that if we're looking at the objects presented, I feel like I got to go with the Shin Godzilla because of the that embossment that looks really nice and hard to get. I do have a DVD copy of it though. That came with that was the Blu-ray and the DVD. One of my buddies gave me the DVD. I just have it loose in the house here. But yeah, I think between those two items, I got to go with the Shin. Yeah, I got that. I got that loose in the house.
All right, Will, what's your vote?
I vote Jurassic World.
Perfect. Let's put in the comments, people, audience. We need your help. Kaijus or Jurassic? What do we got? Godzilla or Jurassic? What do we got here? So please let us know in the comments, audience. We need your help here on this tiebreaker. Once again, panelists can say anything right now as we are getting in these votes here.
Jump in.
Well, I love Chris's choice. It's very cool, a very rare item, something different. And so, yeah, I thought that was an awesome choice. I love the slipcover, too. That looked really, really cool. So I'm going to have to look into picking that up if I can, because it seems pretty rare.
Only because Chris told you, Mike, that, or was it Tim that told you that if someone's going to come into your house, are you going to actually show them that? When I heard that, I was like, wow, I can't show what I was going to originally show off then.
All right, so we got Craig voting Kaiju. Right, Anthony is saying Godzilla. Ali is saying Godzilla. So I think Godzilla takes it here. MonsterVerse takes it, but we are not over yet, people. That's why I wanted to speed this up with the count here being a complete tie. We go into one round of overtime.
Oh my gosh, it was a
I
tie.
will be picking Chris to represent us. So Chris, go find something, and then your guys' team Jurassic. Who wants to go?
What's the topic overall? Like, what's...
Yeah.
So yeah, we go back to best overall represent franchise.
Best object.
Sorry for yapping, Mike. If I knew it was tied, I would have cut off way earlier.
Oh,
Sorry
that's
about
why
that.
I was trying to speed it up. I'm like, oh shoot, this might be a tie, so let's keep going. So who is it? Is it for you guys, Tim? Tim,
I don't know.
Who feels confident?
Do either you guys want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Who has a heavy hitter?
I mean, it's not a represents franchise. It's on one movie, but I got a good one.
You could go for it. Go for it.
All right.
Perfect. All right. So since Kaiju Chris just went, we'll give him a little break. Let's go, Bearded Chris. What are we thinking?
So again, I mean, I think this is tough. We got one movie or 7 movies technically against 4,000. So I'm just going to go back to a cool thing to show off. And again, as somebody who loves books and all of that stuff, I have, and I was very lucky to get this, an original. Now, first of all, Mike, before you say anything, The Lost World to me is as good as Jurassic Park. Just want to add, I have an original printed in 1997, full making of the Lost World book written by Jody Duncan. And this is one of like a little bit of a grail piece in my collection because I'm a dork and I love reading everything and anything Jurassic Park. And this is all like original concept art from what the movie would have been, what was cut out, original casting notes, set designs. I mean, pretty much anything, original storyboards, all pretty much the same idea of what the other book was, but this is in perfect condition. It was printed in actually technically 96 to coincide with the release. But you can go to Barnes & Noble and buy that Visual History Jurassic Park franchise book. You can't go to Barnes & Noble and just buy this. And to have something like this, an original print that smells like 1997, to me is pretty damn good. It's even got stuff on the video game, just saying.
But that's a cool pick because honestly, you guys, I don't know if anyone's seen, I put out a video a long time ago about my movie books. I got a lot of movie books, and you'll see stuff in those books, regardless of whatever you get, that you will never find on the disc. Information you will never find on the disc, and especially with the out of print books, there's stuff there you can't read again. There's pictures in there you can't see again. So yeah, I awesome pick, and I do love Lost World, by the way.
It's funny because I literally just did that, and then I was like, "Fuck, I had something else," but now I'm.
No, that's a great pick. That's a great pick. Because and I will say the RV scene in Lost World still is one of the best scenes in the entire franchise.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And this has a full breakdown of that scene as well in this book.
All right, let's go, Kaiju Chris. What do we got? What are you thinking?
All right. It's just tough because I want to show a physical media, but I got to pull something out of the off my wall. So what I have here, again in Chicago, some of you might know that in Chicago it hosts one of the biggest Godzilla conventions in the country called the G Fest. I think we're running on 20 something now. I was lucky to attend one of my many years in Chicago. I think it was 2 years ago. And what they had were a few of the actors from the various Godzilla movies, American actors, Japanese actors, and stuff as well. So I was the first Godzilla convention I ever went to, and when I did, I knew immediately who I wanted to go see. And what I have with me is a movie poster of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Now, this is the This is not the original Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. This is the 1990s Millennium series version, which is still a kick-ass version. And I actually got the actor who played Godzilla in the movie to autograph and sign for me. I got a photo op with him, was able to talk to him. We got some cool poses together. Obviously, I don't have the pictures to show you right now, but the fact that I have Godzilla on my wall, signed by a man, the Godzilla himself, who played not only in Godzilla's Against Mechagodzilla through the entire Millennium series, all the way to Final Wars as well, is one of the few strong talking points. I also have all 35 Godzilla movies postered by 11 by 17 in my room. I can't show you that, but this is one that I look to often because it's actually the man in the suit who signed it for me as well. And again, it was at the Godzilla convention as well.
Great choice, Chris. Very personal. I love going to the convention, the actual Godzilla actor, the autograph. Love that choice. All right. Judges. Derek, what are you thinking?
Bearded Chris, I think you need to get that book signed by Vince Vaughn and Julianne Moore. I think I got to go with Mustache Chris with that signature.
All right. And Will, what are you thinking?
I'm going with Chris.
Which one?
Top Chris or bottom Chris?
Kaiju
Chris.
There we go.
All right. And since I won, I'll go ahead and pull my second autograph off. Nah, just kidding. I do have a second one. I'm not going to go ahead and get it, but it's another Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So I have
But
two
great job. Congratulations, MonsterVerse team with overtime, 19-15. Very tough fought battle on both sides. Excellent arguments across the board. I know we're running late here, so we'll just quickly go around. Feel free to say anything you want to the audience. So, Ryan.
Audience, who would win in a fight? Team Kaiju or Team Jurassic Park? No, Ryan, movies of Ryan. It's Criterion Month. I got my whole collection up a couple weeks ago. I've got a out and about, not so out and about video that I just put out today. Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Sure, we'll go with this Wednesday. Video came out today. Next week I got some unboxing, and then hopefully the next week I'll have some actual out and about Barnes & Noble, and I won't be talked to for 45 minutes, not able to film in Barnes & Noble shopping. Instagram, Letterbox, YouTube, all movies of Ryan, one word. Ryan is spelled R-Y-O-N because my mom's weird. That's the running joke now for 2 years.
All right, Chris at the top.
Yeah, so check out my channel, Figure Out Films, where we talk about movies and do rankings, but mostly we just do deep dive movie recommendations. But because it's called Figure Out Films, of course I talk about action figures, anything from Hot Toys, Marvel Legends, things like that, of that nature, as you can see behind me as well. Recently put out a video where I did go to Barnes & Noble and did do one sold pickup, was able to talk in there as well. And then I also visited a local figure store, collectible store, so you can go ahead and travel with me to check that place out. But again, yeah, Figure Out Films. Check me out on Instagram and on YouTube. We're growing, which is nice to see. I'm getting back at it now that I have the summer off. So, a lot more videos to come. And then I just wanted to show off the lasting mic. I wanted to show this off so bad, but I knew I wouldn't win with this. This was my Rise of Skywalker pick, the Gamera Complete Collection Limited Edition box set with a picture book, and then also with a comic as well with all the original Showas. But anyway, thanks. I was really happy to be on this. I love kaijus. Very obvious.
All right, and then for me, I'll make it quick. If you do want to join a franchise film fight in the future, we still got this tournament going on. Just let me know on Instagram. I love getting new players in here as well. Next month, we're going to do Marvel versus DC. So if you want to be on a Marvel team, a DC team, please let me know on Instagram. But yeah, if you just love a franchise in general, let me know too, and I'll let you know if that one is in the tournament. But I'm trying to get more franchises in here. Like I need to find people for like Mortal Kombat. I need to find people for Rocky. So if you love some of these big franchises out there, please let me know. But then show everybody some love, of course. Channel links in the description below. And Tim, what do you got going on?
I got nothing to say. Fun time.
Yay, movie.
Jurassic Park.
All right, bottom Chris.
Yeah, I go by Bearded Film Guy on Instagram. I also host a podcast called Beyond the Blood, where we dissect horror movies from their audio commentaries, which, by the way, has more views than the last 30 years of Godzilla's box office. So you can always find me there.
All right, Dimension.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dementia Scott. I have a YouTube channel, I have Instagram, and I have Facebook. All the same name, Dimension Scott, where I talk about all things physical media and what's in my collection. I love playing games as well. I do live streams with those. And one more thing, I do package unboxings of almost everything I get in the mail. And then at the end of the month, I do collection update videos, which are called haul videos. So, yep, thank you for listening.
All right, and our judges, Derek.
Yeah, my channel and Instagram is called The Pure Hangout. Right now it's Criterion season, so I've been doing a lot of ranking of my Criterion films and I guess like unboxings and going out to Barnes & Noble, and I'll have more of those during this 50% off season. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to see Superman, so I'll probably have a Superman review up soon too. But yeah, Pure Hangout, thank you so much for having me on here as a judge. This was a lot of fun. Jurassic Park is my second favorite movie of all time.
And Will.
Well, first of all, sorry if y'all heard the sackets in the background. I'm trying to get through the whole series, but you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, both at Will Holmes. You can follow me on X at Williams Reviews. I got to change my name, Williams Cinema. I'm going to be uploading a lot new content. I have a news channel called Williams Cinema Now, and we do all things physical media at Williams Cinema. Everything. Like unboxings, hauls, reaction videos, all that. So, and I'm also on Letterboxd as well at Williams Reviews. So thank you so much, everyone, for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. Go watch some kaiju monster movies. There's a lot out there.